Which lighting should I do? I feel like the first lighting a lot more. Okay, just do this one. Hi, it's me. I'm back. Yuwin. Oh my god, I will. Oh my god, it looks weird. Yeah, it's not. Okay, it's fine. And sorry, it's a bit wet over here. I just washed my face or something. Yeah, I washed my face, and it haven't dried yet, so it's a bit wet. So today's video is going to be about creative slumps. You and I'm in a creative slump. What do I do? How do I get out? And you need kind of help with it. So of course, as your really, really good friend, I'm here to help. So, I guess there's two types of creative slumps. One is when you don't really have an idea what you want to write, you're just stuck. And the second is that you don't feel like writing. You're just like, I can't get back into writing. I just can't. Or I can't get back into my art. I can't get back into studying, and I can't get the rhythm back. So one is basically trying to get the rhythm back, and the second is then you don't really know what to write. And even if you like want to write, or even if you want to do this art, or even if you want to study, that you can't like do it. You're kind of in that kind of slump. So first, let's address the one where you don't want to write, where you're just like, I can't write. I want to like do this and stuff, but I can't write. I have talked about a bit about this in my other videos. I think the most important thing for these kind of creative slumps is to remember your goals, to just have a set goal, to have an aspiration, to have a vision that you have to get this done. Because if you're thinking from that mind, which hasn't accomplished you all these things all those years ago, all those things you wanted in all these years, then obviously you have to change the mindset. You have to start thinking from the mindset of the person that has already accomplished all those things that you want to accomplish. And obviously, if that person, okay, so if you're imagining that person who has accomplished all of those things that you want, obviously this person will be determined, this person would be hardworking, this person would be smart. And you have to be all three. You have to get up and you have to do all those things that is going to get you towards your goal. You have to be that person, that you have to have that mindset, because slowly as you adopt that mindset, obviously you're going to start becoming that person because you have that mindset. So you are going to have all that success that you want. So if you're in that kind of creative slump, I know it can happen. It's not that uncommon. If you're in that kind of creative slump, you just really have to think about all your vision again and all your dreams. Like, just look at it. Like, your name's Daisy. Just be like, Daisy, like, what about all my dreams? What about I want to become a really popular, renowned, respected author, philosopher, artist, historian, librarian, or just anything like that. I want to become this. So if you want to become all of this, you have to work towards it. It's not going to work towards you. You have to work towards it. And you have to put in the work, even if it's a tiny bit. Put in the work, put in the efforts, put in the feeling. If you can't put in the feeling right at the moment, then just put in the work. If you can't put in the work right at the moment, I hope you're putting in the feeling, because as long as you're putting in the feeling, you have that vision, if you're not going to do this today, you're going to get up and do it tomorrow, then that's all right. You can have a day off, you can have a week off, you can have a month off, but you know that you're going to get back on track. As long as it's for your creative process, as long as your break, which you're having right now, is helping you get back on your feet and helping with the productivity and stuff, then that's great. Then just have a break, take a break. That's actually good. It's not a creative slump. Okay, you have a creative slump. Well, you're just taking time. If you're resting, you have to take a rest. If you're having that kind of creative slump, you have to take a rest. And as long as you're not like, oh my god, I don't think I can do this anymore. No, babe, you can do it. You just have to be like, oh my god, I can't. I don't think I can do this anymore. I can, but I just don't feel like it right now. You just have to you can, even if you're having those thoughts, I don't think I can do it anymore, and you have that thought with that thought, the other thought that I am still going to do it, I just need a bit of a break, then that's all right. That creative slump is healthy. It's not a creative slump. Your body just needs some rest for the inspiration, for the creativity to start flowing in. So that is healthy. And for the other, I told you to keep in mind your aspirations, your views, your future. Think from that mindset, and you're good to go. If that doesn't get you on your feet, I do not know what will. I do not know what will. If you do not care about your future, then I'm speechless. And I'm going to be really disappointed in you. Okay. So the second creative slump. What was the second creative slump? Oh my god. All my hair is coming out. The second creative slump was when you don't know what to write, when you don't know what to draw, when you don't know, when you want to, but you're just in that creative slump. You don't really know, you can't figure it out what you want to do. So there are a lot of exercises for it. And as I have told you previously, you just look at all of those exercises, and then you mold them into your own habits. So if you have looked at tips and they haven't helped you, so you basically, if you have looked at tips already and you're just still trying to figure it out how to make it work, then what I will suggest for you is to mold them into your own habits. You do not have to exactly follow those. I got someone's home. Okay, I'll have to close the door. Wait. Okay, so I'm back. So if you have already looked at tips and you can implement them, you can implement any of those tips and tricks, and then you can mold them kind of into what you deem them as fit, and then it's going to work better for you, because you cannot just copy paste the exact habit into your own, because all of our minds work a bit different. All of the things that work differently for us, and that's one of the things. But if you do not know, yeah, I'm back again. And if you want any tips from me, I will suggest that you get any book. Okay, take any book. If you're writing in the fantasy genre, take a fantasy book. I'm talking about for writers first, okay? So if you're, well, it's actually the same for anyone. Just study. If you're a writer, study a book. If you're an artist, study some art, and then you are going to read some of those words, and then you're gonna take that style. Yeah. And then you're gonna read some of those words, you're gonna read some of that style. I think the inspiration can click you really quickly if you do this. And another thing that I can suggest you is listening to songs and trying to develop a story out of those songs, and develop an artwork out of those songs, develop a movie if you're a scriptwriter out of those songs. You can use the books for those purposes. You can use pictures, random pictures for those purposes. Pinterest is a great example. Just write great artwork and stuff like that. Take inspirations. You just have to look for inspiration. Inspiration is not going to always come running to you, okay? And it will come running to you if you listen to songs, if you start reading books. Just take a book or just go through it. You can even sometimes the words you just cannot sometimes work out the sentence structures, like how you really write things. Sometimes that happens, that you're not bad at grammar, you're not bad at vocabulary, but sometimes you're just confused. You don't know how to write that someone kicked his foot and then swiped him and then his sword was at his neck. So how do you really write this into words, into proper words? So you can't figure those things out, and you can't figure other things out. Even for those reasons, you can use books of the genre you're writing in, and it will just instantly give you just ideas and help you with stuff. Like this is a book. Okay, I've showed it before. It's a very metaphorical book. You can look for inspiration from the metaphors. Mystery, you can look at the mystery, try to make a story out of this. Like if this had happened on this, kind of, you can perhaps just look at a book and try to think of what you have wanted to happen, or just kind of think of it like a fan fiction. Try to think of it as a fan fiction you're writing. For writers, this is for writers again. Try to think of it as a fan fiction you're writing, and then you write what you would have wanted to happen in the story, and then you change the characters' names and everything, and then you have this whole story of your own and with everything that you ever wanted. That's a really also something you can do, because actually this has even happened. I think people have wrote fan fictions and then decided to turn them into their own books. So it has worked out pretty well. You can try those tips out. You can try out songs. You can try out inspiration from artworks. And you can even, like, for artists, you can look at different tutorials which are a bit more harder, or arts which are a bit more hard, artworks which are a bit more hard, and then try to mimic it. And then you're not going to have it exactly as, it will be better if you do not have it exactly as that art piece that you saw, and with your own touch. So you're going to end up with the art which is your own touch, especially if you're more beginner. If you're more beginner, you take a difficult art piece, trust me. Take a difficult drawing and try to mimic it, especially if it's abstract or if it's landscape, you can make it a bit more abstract with your art. You're just going to start mimicking it as good as you can and just change up stuff and then color it in, and perhaps just make, you can also do that, you just make a random drawing and then totally limit yourself to a few colors and then do those kind of challenges. You can, like, if you look for it, there's inspiration in so many things. You can literally read poems and get so much inspiration. And even for this creative slump, you can look at your aspirations, your views, and it can help you to, like, yes, I really have to write. Sometimes there would be moments when you're writing your book where you don't feel like writing, but then you remember, oh my god, I have to write this book right now because I have to do this and I have to do this in order to have that done. So as long as you have that whole plan in your mind, it's really easy to just keep going, to stay motivated. Even if you're not motivated, stay on the track, and it keeps you, like, really going. So because sometimes creativity doesn't always push in, and you have to, like, force yourself to just write stuff down. And as long as you're writing, as long as you're doing your art, it is okay. You're just going to get better at it as soon as the creativity from the earlier writing and art you were doing. And especially if you write really bad, you start writing really bad in your creative slump, or you draw really bad, it can literally instantly happen that, oh my god, I could do this instead. I could do this instead. And it will just literally just immediately, just out of the blue, happen where you'll just get, like, flooded with a lot of ideas of how to do this better, and you're going to, like, get a whole bunch of ideas and get out of your creative slump. And obviously you can use, like, I didn't really give the best of the tips. You can have a lot of the other tips from other YouTubers, obviously. But what I will suggest for you is to mold them in the way that they fit you in your writing style. Because you will be like, I do follow this tip, but I would want to do it a bit differently. Yes, do it that differently, because obviously their tip is more designed to fit them, and the way you're molding it, you're making it fit to you. So every tip does not work for everybody. Every tip and trick does not work for everybody. You have to mold it into your own. And for inspiration, you have to go out and you have to seek it. Seek it through nature, books, songs, random pictures you took. Because when I look at pictures, poetry starts coming into my mind. I'm just like, oh my god, I can write a whole poem on this picture, random picture. I literally saw a picture on Instagram a girl had posted, and I was like, oh my god, she gives off those vibes. And I literally just wrote down a poem and I commented it. And then, because there was a bit of, I guess, a big comment, so then Instagram banned me from commenting for a while. But I'm back. I can start commenting from today. Actually, I can start commenting from today, so that's good. So yes, those were my tips to get that creativity flowing. These were great for me. These weren't even tips. These were more like explanations and analysis with a bit of tips. So I hope that you understand it better, your creative slump, which type of creative slump it is, and how to get out of it, and how to get rid of it, or if it's just your body and your mind taking a break. So if you, like, navigate that and then look into my explanation a bit, try to understand it, look into your future, what your views are, your perspective, your aspirations, your passion. Look into it all, and then you will surely, hopefully, get out of your creative slump. So those were my tips. This video is a bit short, I hope. Last video was so long. It took it so long to upload, and it took me so long to edit because I decided to add captions all of a sudden. I'm not going to add captions for this one, okay? Because it gives so much wrong captions, so many wrong captions, and obviously I just keep stuttering and talking over. So obviously it's not even going to make it that correct. It was really correct, to be honest, but it was also a lot wrong. So I really had to go and fix it. And also I'm kind of really hungry, but I was like, I'm free. I want to go and make a YouTube video. I really want to make a YouTube video. So I was like, okay, I'll just go and make a video first, and then I'll eat. Eating can come later. It's so alright. Like I have whole day, but sometimes you only get. It's like only sometimes you get free enough time to make a YouTube video, especially if you share your room with someone. Yes. So what I'm saying is, I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. And I think I didn't do my signature outro in my last video, so I'll do it right here. And ta-da! Also, out of context, my head was hurting so bad, but when I started making the video, I forgot all about it. It was so fun. It was so refreshing, and yes, that's how happy I am to just like, I realized how much this means to me even more, and how much I really like giving out tips and helping people. So remember that, okay? I don't know why, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, okay? Bye bye again.